Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place for knowledge is born. This is your host, Knowledge One Allah. And you see, I got the man, the myth, the headline, the biochemist is in the building. Live from Black and Nobel. We're about to talk to us about this magnificent event going down this Saturday, January 25th at Black and Nobel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the microphone. The man, the myth, the legend, Marv in the building.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? So just to basically hold up, we got some, we got to keep fresh cards on us. So this is like the quick
Fresh.
flyer that we got out right now, and it's got the all the vendors and stuff on the back. So you'll find that the Black and Nobel building is actually one block from the location of the event, at least this event. Anyway, but the event's on 4th and Lombard. Black and Nobel is inside the pop-up shop on 4th and South. So a lot of people in Philly are familiar with South Street. So if you're on South Street on 4th and South, you just go one block over to Lombard, and it's the Old Pine Community Center, and that's where the event going to be at. We can have up to 170 people in the building. Right now, we're definitely over half capacity, not including the stuff that might have checked in the past week, because, as it gets closer, more people tend to fill the seats. We got people coming in from Florida, Massachusetts, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Baltimore. So we're looking pretty stocked right now. We did get an extra hour. That's like some bonus information for you guys on this show right now. So the flyer tells you that it goes on till 8:30, but we actually got till 9:30. But we're going to be pretty much out the building at 9:30, but that extra time really kind of matters. So, but we have the link for the event in the chat there. So you guys can go there if you want to buy a ticket and, bring some family. And if you guys got like a group of 3 or more who want to go, my number is on the flyer. And it's also on the actual website, and it's on the Facebook website too, under Health Nature. And you can hit me up if you're going to do a group of 3 or more. So quite a few people have done it already. So feel free to do that too. I'm going to be going in for a couple of hours. Enqi's going to be going in for a couple of hours. And then depending on the time we got left, we'll definitely be able to do some Q&A. We're going to have vendors in the building. Black and Nobel is one of them, which is well known for their CMOS Gold. Very well known for that. And they got a lot of CMOS Gold products going on right there. But yeah, basically the formatting, the way it's set up. Me personally, my job is not to go in too deep. My job is to pretty much catch up and bring up to speed the people who are not very familiar with their body, chemistry, biochemistry, physiology, mainly physiology and biology, because the chemistry might be a little too heavy-handed for a beginner crowd. But I can handle the information on different levels. So anyone at the event will notice that I'll stay pretty much up top, and Enqi will be really into the details, and he'll bring people up to speed giving them a simple explanation wherever he needs to. But my job is to literally just make all this complex and complicated health information you got out here, where you're constantly questioning new science and new information and the next best thing, whether it be the superfood, the pH, the alkalinity, and all these different terms we got out here. I'm going to simplify what causes the sickness, how the body works. And the moment I get done simplifying it, you should no longer have to ask your questions about whether something brand new coming out is good for you or not. Because at the end of the day, nature and the environment and the biology we have already answered all the questions, whether we understand it or know it or not. So my job is to just give you the flow chart without going too deep. It's one thing if I say blood vessels, blood cells, but it's a totally different thing if I say phosphodiesterase and telomeres, and I'm giving you like things you may have heard of before, but you kind of know them in passing, not necessarily as like a full working system. So I'm gonna try and keep it on one level, and I'm gonna let Enqi go in with his Soulcraft series on a whole nother level and kind of combine it. And after you listen to me, depending on what level you're on, you should be able to connect the dots one way or another. So that's the goal. By the time that's done, I'm not even gonna say I'm almost certain. I'm certain you're gonna have answers concerning diabetes, high blood pressure, how the immune system works for those out there who may be getting vaccinations or not getting vaccinations. It's up to you. I'm definitely going to be able to handle those things. I'm going to give you the mentality behind cancer, fibroids, thyroid issues, all that other good stuff. So it's quite a few things I'm going to go over. Some people say, how do you get all of that in a limited amount of time? Well, it's easier when you're explaining the structure of the body doing it. It's not so easy if you're going to try and tackle everything one at a time. So the best thing to do is show people the structure of the body and show them how things flow. And then when you show them the sickness and the disease and how it heals, you don't have to re-explain the body. You just tell someone, well, when I mention this, this is how that gets in. And because it gets in that way, if you do these things over here, this is what causes it to go back in the opposite direction and normalize everything. So that's when I'm done, which you should be able to do. And the reason I can say I have the ability to do that is because I had high blood pressure. I was pre-diabetic, even had toenail fungus since I was younger, playing around in them water plugs all the time. And at the same time, all of these things reversed or healed, what have you. So yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell what the event's going to be about. Like, the fam, a lot of the health fam going to be in the building. So it's naturally going to be a fun event. I want you to come down there, hang out. If you have your own business or have a skill set or, something that the community can use, it would be nice, excuse me, if you let me know about that, because I don't just come to give the info. I come to connect and unify the community and the neighborhood too. Because where there's a lot of information about what we do right and what we do wrong, there's far more information about what we're doing wrong instead of what we're doing right. Like, you can't worry too much about, I'm not saying don't worry about it all. I'm saying you can't worry too much about the young brothers killing each other on the street if you really don't have any platform to offer a solution to that problem. So in my world, it's when we deal with our problems as people who are enlightened, trying to do something about the bad things in the world, then we will have the room naturally to solve the other problems. It will just kind of fall in line. So when we elevate, things that are not elevating naturally get pushed out of the way. So they're either gonna rock with us or they're just gonna fall off. So y'all got any
That's
questions
what's
out
up
there for
right
me?
there.
Yeah. Mhm.
What's up? That's what's up. I'm gonna just let the family know this is like a brief interview, and we're gonna have a full interview come Friday. You get a chance to see, how dynamic this brother's mind is. You see what I'm saying? So he hits you with a couple quick, real quick. You understand what I'm saying? Just to let you know what's going on.
Mhm.
So yo, see, it's stuff I want to ask you. I don't want to, we got Friday. I'm gonna reserve a lot of it for Friday.
Could
So
do that.
what are some fundamental things that you find amongst our people that are prevalent in regards to us not having a proper understanding of our body and our health?
From me growing up, a huge one is diabetes. Diabetes and high blood pressure
Mm.
are the two absolute most common two things that I notice. And besides that, it's more of a mind thing. Like, the reason that someone like me would even exist right now is not because people with the answers to our problems don't already exist. You got a lot of different scholars and experts and healers and stuff that are out there already. But what I'm noticing is when I'm trying to point people in that direction, they still feel like it's too difficult, it's too confusing. I don't have a plan for my life. And it's either the mind or it's economic. And because of the mind and the economics, they won't get the knowledge. Because when I say the mind, I mean, are they attentive to what it is wrong with their health, and do they even care? Like, if I were to show them a solution to high blood pressure besides taking high blood pressure medication, are they going to want to do it? What if I say, look, your diabetes is so bad, sugar's out during your healing protocol? No, no, I can't, a smoothie is made with fruit and stuff like that. I can't have that. No. Now, I'm not going to get deep into that right now. Y'all get that work on Friday, but no, I would tell that person straight up, no, you need to fall more on this side over here. Again, I'm gonna withhold a little bit of that until Friday, and then I'm a pounce on it a little bit more during the event. But it's the mind that gets in the way. If the medication allows me to keep eating hot sauce and grease and all this stuff like that, Why would I want to go over here your way if this allows me to keep doing it? That's an easy answer for some of y'all. But for the people out there I'm speaking to, it's not so much of an easy answer, which is why down here in Philly, when I hit the street promoting the event, I'm targeting people who are just not in the game concerning health, because the game is changing. Like, for those of you who are knowledgeable and in the arena, you in the game, like you moving towards the future. But there's a lot of people who are like, I like this and I like that. And it's like before their very own eyes, like right now, they got vegan and vegetarian spots in the stadiums. So keep in mind, the people are the reason why a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's or a Fresh Market and places like that can exist with the type of stuff that they have. The reason some local farmers are able to do co-ops and you actually have cheaper options for food in certain neighborhoods. So we got to keep that part in mind. Mhm.
All right. Let me see if I can get one last question.
Yep.
Do
Well,
you
we got
deal
Lou in
with
the building. We
the,
got my man Lou in the building from Black and Nobel saying hi to y'all.
there you go. There you go.
Yep.
Uh,
But yeah, go ahead. You got one more question?
res-
Yeah.
respiratory, bronchial, what are some of the reasons that you find are, chief contributing factors to the respiratory function,
Uh,
dysfunction, I should.
Most commonality, based on my research, is almost always smoke related. But then besides smoke related, food is kind of a close second somewhere in the world of dairy. Like you'll find that dairy tends to be a big issue because the lungs are the tree of life. We know greens and trees for giving us, the oxygen and stuff that we need. But at the same time, if you ever look at the picture of the lungs and you flip it upside down, it's an upside down picture of a tree with what looks like fruit on it, fruit akin to grapes. So if you mess that up, you figure like let's give them a little bit, just a tiny bit, right? So you got this upside down tree going into your lungs, and at the end of those lungs, if you think about like the branch of a tree, you got the bronchial tube. It branches off into bronchioles, and then you got these little grape-like sacs called alveoli that look like grapes. And what happens is when you breathe, the grapes expand and contract, and they have a fluid in them that allows it to do that. And what happens is you get too much mucus in there, it gets real gummy and it can't do it like it wants to. And whenever things don't move like they're supposed to, the track starts to, I don't want to use the term asphyxiate, but it starts to break down. And if that breaks down when you're trying to breathe in oxygen because there's too much fluid in there, obviously, if there's too much fluid in there, the person's breathing is going to sound really, really rustly, like it's going to sound like it's a lot of mucus down there. If it's really dry and they try and breathe, then they're going to cough a lot. If there's a lot of damage down in the system, then that person won't be able to breathe deep, and that could, cause them to pass out and things like that. So, but smoking and food that causes a heavy amount of mucus can bind up the bronchial area, the lung area, which can cause different breathing problems in the world of you could say too wet or too dry. If it's too dry, you get the dry cough in one case. If it's too wet, you get a lot of phlegm and mucus, which makes it so that when you breathe, the rustling of the mucus causes you to cough real hard to try and get it out. So it definitely has different chain reaction factors. And there's a bit of a Friday. I'll tell y'all something I was looking at a few days ago connected to that, but we'll bring that back up on Friday, and I'll show you guys a little something.
All right. So closing remarks for right now. Tell people how to reach you. Tell people again how to get tickets and stuff like that. So let's hammer it home.
Okay, so down here at the bottom of the flyer, right? Let me get this angle correct. Ticketleap.com, or you can go to the bit.ly link for TicketLeap, which is in the chat right now. But you go to ticketleap.com, and then in the search bar up top, you type in you type in health nature, and that's how you'll be able to get the ticket for the event. Group rates, give me a call if you want a group rate for 3 or more people at 215-787-7460. You can follow me on Marvin Health and Arts. So MarvinAndHealth and A&D Arts, ARTS. That whole thing is connected, no spaces. It's Marvin Health and Arts on Instagram, on Facebook, and also on YouTube, where you can find some videos of me doing some random speaking in front of like waterfalls and really nice scenery, because my travels have me doing a lot of video and photography. So the amount of time I got surrounding my travels and being out in nature a lot is what lends me the ability to study a lot of this information over the past 10 years like I have. And what else? As far as contact, I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah. So Marvin Health and Arts on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And go to ticketleap.com and search Health Nature to get a ticket for the event coming this Saturday, January 25th. The event starts at 3:30. You can come into the building at 3 o'clock. And it's on 4th and Lombard at the Old Pine Community Center, which is one block over from 4th and South Street, which is a very popular location in Philadelphia. All right. Parking is terrible down in this area. It's possible to get parking, but it's like that 2 to 3 hour kind of thing. So you may want to plan to have a local parking deck, or just take public trans, because public trans will get you here easy. There's even a bus that drops you off right on the corner of the location. So keep that part in mind when you come down. Make room to actually travel and get here on time, because the time is so strict with when Enqi has to go in that mine is going to start right on time. All right. So I'm very good at arranging events, and you guys will kind of notice that when you get there that there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's very fluid the way it happens, because I like hanging with the fam. It's like being at my house. I got to take care of y'all.
There you go. There you go. So no CPT. You understand? No CPT. You mess around and miss the whole damn thing. You know,
Yep.
being with the CPT. You understand? So thank you, brother Marvin. We will be back on Friday. We'll get together and come up with a time, and we'll have it out. Then, you know, tomorrow or so, so everybody know what's going on.
Yes,
Appreciate your
indeed.
time, brother.
Yep. Thank you to everybody out there
All
who's
right.
listening. Thank you, brother, for bringing me on. I'll catch you in a little bit.
All right. Peace. Y'all family about to go live. About to go live right now. It's our sister Ebony Jones right now.